In three, two, and one.
Welcome, Zach.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being on my podcast. You guys, I'm like fangirling, literally, okay? Because if you know, you know. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, I'm Zach Mesquit. I'm a hairstylist from Orange County, California. My IG handle is at the Zach Mesquit.
Ooh, okay. Before we start, you guys, let me just say, I didn't know that we lived so close. So
I know, like so close.
Literally so close. So I'm like, you guys, crazy. But go ahead and tell us a little bit backstory, how you started your business and all of that.
All right. Well, yeah, like I said, I'm a hairstylist.
Uh-huh.
I've been doing hair licensed for about 13 years now. And I kind of have morphed my career more into like the content creation aspect of doing hair. So I still am a cosmetologist, and that's like, what I do. But my bread and butter is creating content at this point. And I'm known for extreme color transformation, specifically blonding.
I know, the blonding king. We're going to get into it.
Blonding king. And then I do a lot of hair extensions as well.
Okay. So when you finished school, did you go straight solo or kind of like, give me a little quick recap?
Yeah. So when I first graduated beauty school, it was actually like the year that Instagram was starting to become a thing. So right out of beauty school, I made an Instagram account because I was like, I just thought it would be cool to like create content around doing hair. So I think that kind of motivated me to get independent as quickly as possible. Because I knew that if I was going to do that, I needed to like have my own space and everything. But back then, the only way to really make like enough money to have a space like that would be if you owned a salon, which obviously going to take years and years of work. So basically, what I did is I went to a local salon. It was like the nicest salon in the area. And I was like, I'm just out of beauty school. I need an assistant position basically. So I worked as an assistant to a stylist there for about 6 months to kind of like learn the business side of things. And then kind of simultaneously started posting, my work on Instagram. She would let me come in like on her days off and like take clients and stuff.
Were they her clients?
No, like I would just find my own.
Oh, okay.
Some people like I had built up some clients while I was in beauty school a little bit. So they kind of, I kept their information and stuff. But yeah, I just started trying to build clients up until I got to the point where I could rent a chair. So I did like booth rental for probably the first, I'd say 5 years of my career. Until I got busy enough to where it made sense for me to like move into like a private studio suite thing. So that's what I'm in right now.
Okay, so you've been there then for a minute.
Yeah, I've been in my current studio for 3 years, but I've been like working in private studio spaces for like 7-8 years now.
So now that you've been in the studio spaces, do you ever think about owning?
No. No. People ask me. People ask me that all the time. Like, would you ever want to open a salon?
Yeah.
And the answer is always like, hell no, I would never want to own a salon. For like multiple reasons. I think the main one is probably I'm just not good at like delegating work to people. You have to, I don't know, like that's why I don't work with an assistant either, because I can't like tell people what to do. It's like you have to either like know it or you don't. And then I'm not, like I said, good at delegating. So when I have had tried to hire assistants in the past, I found that it actually just kind of stressed me out more. So I just really like just being all on my own.
Is it because you kind of feel like you always have to tell them like if they could do this in a way, and you just kind of don't want to like micromanage?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to micromanage. And I just feel like I would rather not take on more work than I can handle on my own. Yeah.
And I feel like, owning, we always talk about it on the podcast, but owning a storefront, like it's expensive, and you're losing more money than you're actually gaining in some aspects, because, there's so much overhead when it comes to certain shit. You know what I mean?
For real. And then you got to deal with like, I'm so like not a people pleaser. And I feel like if you're going to own like a business like that, it's a customer service based. Like it has to be very, the customer is always right type of vibes. And I'm not that way at all. So
okay, let me get into it. So like, do you run into like some issues with some like clients in that aspect?
Not at this point in my career, because I feel like I've established enough to where like people know what to expect before they even are going to, reach out to me. But yeah, definitely the first couple years in the industry, like building up a clientele and like just learning how to deal with all types of people, because I had never worked in any environment like that before.
Yeah.
Where you're, it's like a service industry type thing. So, there definitely was like a learning curve, but I learned along the way that how important it is to like set boundaries. And even though you want to make your clients happy,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the customer is always right attitude. A lot of clients kind of take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of clients will literally like walk all over you if you let them think that they can just get whatever they want.
Yeah. Especially especially with hair, I think it's a lot different too. Like they come in and they ask you, right? I want to go from jet black to fully blonde. And it's like, okay, hold the fuck up.
Yeah.
Really? Let's like, we gotta come back a notch, So I I could totally understand that. But going back into like owning a storefront, I always tell anyone that always asks me if I can go back. I mean, I do not regret my storefront at all because it's beautiful. It's in the heart of Rancho. If you know. But I just miss being solo. There's nothing about being just by yourself and just like clocking in and clocking out. Because now I have all my booth renters. I have around like 6. So
oh wow,
I having to deal with all of them is just.
Yeah.
I love my girls, but it's a lot.
Yeah, managing people, like it's just I just don't have the energy for that. I mean, more power to you if you can do it, but I don't have it in me.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get into some juicy questions, you guys, because I was going through them. I was like, wow, Marla, this is crazy. You branded yourself. Going back into the Blondine King, right? At what point did you decide you weren't just a hairstylist, you were a brand?
Oh, I think it was when I realized that like brands were interested in me. Because like I was just doing my thing, posting my work and, getting clients.
Okay.
And then I started getting a lot of like recognition, like a lot of attention from like, huge brands in the industry. And I was like, okay, like obviously something about me is catching their eye, like I'm standing out. And then I think it was actually when I hired my agent that she helped me to see myself as more of like a brand than just, Zach.
Yeah.
And just the work that I do. And she really has helped me to like understand how important that is to brand yourself.
So how like long when you got your agent, like how long have you been in the industry for when you finally were like, okay, I need someone?
I'm trying to think. I feel like I was probably in the industry like licensed for about like 7 years at that point.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had just started getting to the point where I was getting like really well known, like on social media. And so I'd say about 7 years, like probably 2 years into like my really like doing a lot of content creation. But about 7 years like doing it.
When did you what platform did you kind of like start blowing off in?
My original platform that I started was Instagram.
Okay.
And then I built that up and then I got it hacked, which was terrible. Yes, literally it got hacked.
You never got it back.
I never got it back.
Stop it.
Yeah, it was so scary too because I had, contracts.
Yes,
I had contracts that I had to fulfill. I mean, luckily I had my, my clients, but at that point I was already like, working full time as like an influencer too. Yeah. Working with brands, and so I'm, obligated to be posting a certain amount of times, per month and everything. So I was like panicking, and then it was my agent. She was like, "Well, you got to fulfill these obligations one way or another." So she's like, why don't you start a TikTok? That was like around the time TikTok was coming around. So it was like, I was very like resistant to it. Like I did not want to do TikTok at first because it just seemed so overwhelming, like it's a different app. But it was a blessing in disguise because then now TikTok is my main platform. I have way more followers on there than I did on my original Instagram account. And then that helped me to build up a new Instagram account because people would find me on TikTok.
Yeah.
So I never got my original account back.
Wait, how many followers do you have that it got hacked?
It was around 300,000. Yeah.
Oh my! Did you click on something? Because that's how I got hacked.
It was what was it? I got like an email.
Me.
Yeah.
That a post was gonna delete or something, and I clicked that fucking link.
It was some kind of an email, and it was something like, "Oh, your account password has changed" or something. And then you click it, and then it took me to the thing, and then it texted me a number. thinking I was getting back into my own account, but it actually gave the hackers access to my account.
Yeah, you think it was just fucking haters.
It was probably the hair. It was probably the rats. It's probably who it was. It's the rat.
The fucking rats,
The
okay?
rats, man.
So then what kind of content were you posting that kind of like have you blown up? Like,
It was the blonde transformations for sure.
Really?
The blondes, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's when I kind of, in beauty school even, I kind of already figured out like that blonding was going to be my thing because I was just like good at it and I was drawn to it. So yeah, I noticed whenever I would post the like extreme like bleach out transformations on
Yeah.
Instagram, it got the most attention. So I just kind of kept going with that. And-
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you start your extension brand right away when you?
No, the extension brand came about I started that like 4 years ago,
Uh-huh.
maybe 5 years ago. I started Luster Links, and I created it honestly just because I was doing a lot of extensions. I worked with a couple different brands.
You let's hear the tea. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was working with a couple different extension brands, and the quality was just not there. It was just not there because, see, for super platinum blonde hair, which is like obviously what
Mhm.
I do and what I'm known for, like the hair has to obviously be processed really to an extreme degree to get it light enough to match my client's hair. And all the like big brands out there, the hair either was not light enough, or if it was, it only would last like a few months and it was expensive. And so I started just sourcing for myself hair like directly from like vendors like out of the country.
Mhm.
And so I was just using it. And then naturally when people would see in my videos like that I'm using this beautiful hair and stuff, they'd be like, where do you get your hair? And then I was like, well, why don't I just, come up with
Oh,
a name and
Yeah.
packaging and everything. And so, yeah, I launched Luster Links.
okay, Marlo, we're gonna beep this out, okay? But I don't. They,
It's not good.
I actually got extensions from them, and crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah.
No, I know.
Mhm.
There's just certain for me when I wanted before I had like really long hair, and shout out to the prenatals, but before I was like, okay, extensions and all of that.
Mhm.
But you could just notice the difference and feel the difference
Mhm.
between the hair,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Mhm.
But do you feel like now that you have your own brand of extensions, do you sell it to like?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I ship hair all over the world. So like I ship hair to the Middle East last week, to Australia, like, yeah, like all over the place.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and I don't sell it only to hairstylists. So even
That's what I
like
was
the
gonna say,
consumer can buy it, that was a big thing too. Is like when I decided I was going to make my own extension brand, I was like, I just want it to be for whoever wants like good hair,
Mhm.
but like I'm not trying to compete with like the huge, names that everyone knows
Mhm.
where they have like a huge range of colors. Like I only have one color because the way I do extensions and I've done them, I know people are like, well, why do you only have one color?
What?
Yeah, it's because like I like hair to be the extension to be a blank canvas. So like even if I had a client who is a brunette, I would start with platinum blonde hair and then color match that hair because if it's blank like almost white hair, you
Yeah.
can do anything to it and it'll match. So,
Wow.
yeah.
I have never. Wow. Okay. So what if someone wanted, like a consumer, me, right?
Mhm.
Wanted to purchase, do I take it like a.
You would take it to your colorist. Yeah, so you would buy the hair, or
Okay.
your stylist would order the hair or whatever, and they color match it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shoot, sign me up. Did you always know you wanted to build a personal brand, or did it just not like naturally happen? Obviously, you said you're Asian, right?
Mhm.
But did you feel? Yes, you did hair, but when did the content creation come? Like,
Yeah, no, it never. I'm such a go with the flow person. I don't really honestly think too far ahead about anything.
yeah, because
unless-
you know what? A lot of people in the beauty industry are turning into content creators. That's
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying. you know?
Yeah, they are nowadays because now they see, what can be done with it. Like I just did that whole creator event
Oh, yeah.
yesterday. I was
Mhm.
telling you about. So there's so many people in the beauty industry now that they see, what some are doing like me, and they're like, they want to do it too,
Yeah.
So, but like I mentioned earlier, the year I graduated beauty school was literally I think the year Instagram came out, if I remember right. But it was very new. So it was like back then, not how it is now. Now it's so oversaturated. But I didn't go into it thinking it would ever become the career that I have now, because it just didn't exist then. There was
Mhm.
no such thing as an influencer. There was no like way you could ever do the things that I've been fortunate enough to do, unless you were like some famous stylist who's owns salons everywhere and just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
celebrities.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
so it came about just kind of by accident. Like originally it was just to get clients. I was like, if I post my before and afters,
Mhm.
maybe this will help me get some more clients in my chair. And then the brand started noticing, and it just kind of over the years progressively kept evolving.
yeah. When did you realize social media was your biggest leverage tool? Was that?
I would say the first time I had a client come in, because I would always, when somebody would book with me, if it wasn't someone that, came up to me or I came up to them or whatever, like a random person was suddenly on my books, I would always be like, oh, how did you hear about me?
Okay.
Did someone refer you or whatever? And this girl was like, oh, I saw you on Instagram. And I was like, really? That's how you, I was like, wow, people are seeing it,
Mhm.
So I think that was when I was like, wow, this is a really powerful tool that can actually, build my business.
Yeah. So when you finished going back, there was barely Instagram. So how were you kind of promoting yourself other than that?
I would just hang out in the salon and wait for walk-ins, basically. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So once I was done being an assistant, I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Like I was making no money, assistants
Yeah.
is not even enough to survive on. I went to a salon nearby that was willing to hire me like on commission. So basically I told them, I was like, I don't have any clients, I'm new, but like I'm down to build.
Yeah.
So I just would have to go and just hang out and see. And they would run ads. They would do like Groupons and
Yeah,
stuff. So there
yeah,
was
yeah.
always new people coming in, and some of them would stick with me. So
How is the hair industry? Because, again, I'm in the esthetician industry. We're all in the beauty industry. How is it now so different compared to when you started?
it's totally different because of social media. So I mean, it's different in so many ways. We could probably talk about it for an hour, just on how different it is from when I started. But I think there's a lot of false advertising out there because people be editing their photos. You can tell when, people are posting images that are not how the hair is actually looking in real life. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of people who, I don't know, like, do things I think deliberately to just cause drama because they know it gets views.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of positives to it as well, though. I think the biggest difference in the hair industry because of social media is that you can, as an independent stylist, become more successful than the stylist down the street who owns like a 20-chair salon. You could make more money. So it's cool that there's so many different ways. Like I've done so many things in my career that I would never be even available to a hairdresser, 15 years ago before I started. So there's a lot of pros to it, but also a lot of cons, I think.
Yeah, and then also like there's some dark stuff in the hair.
Yeah,
I just feel
a lot
like
of drama.
every beauty, anything in the beauty industry, there's like mean girls, there's
Yeah.
this type of crowd and this type of crowd. But let me just tell you, when I go to the shows, right? Because I go to like the conventions and stuff, the cosmetology side is always just so like up, and I'm like, I want to be on that side, okay? Because we go to the esthetician side and we're like very mellow, and I'm trying to get a little ratchet on that side.
Right. Yeah. I know. I noticed that whenever I walk through the esthetician stuff, I'm like, oh, it's kind of boring over here. There's not a lot going on. It's kind of quiet.
No, it's fucking boring. I know. We're gonna do something about it. What's something glamorous about this industry that people don't see the dark side of?
Oh, probably like working with brands, because not always, of course, but I mean, I've had experiences in the past where like they'll take advantage, like with a lot of like the influencers of in the industry, like especially if they know you're new, sometimes they'll definitely take advantage of you.
Like what? Do they not? They tell you like they're not going to pay, or they'll kind of be like, because I'm going to tell you a little example. They'll be like, you share a 30-second video and we'll send you a product or something, when it's much more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, just try to lowball you. I mean, even something as simple as literally like lowballing you, or not paying you, or just not treating you well, you know? I'll say
Have
that.
you ever had to like fire a brand, or not fire, but like
Stop working.
stop working?
Yeah, I've worked with multiple different ones early on in my career, you know, for various reasons. I just didn't like working with them anymore. But I've been very lucky to have gotten a contract with Wella, and I've been with them for almost 9 years now.
Oh, that
So
shows.
yeah, and so that's why I've stuck with them so long, is because I worked with a lot of, you know, big brands before
Yeah.
I came to sign with them. And I did see, you know, the dark side of how it can be. So I've been very happy with them, which is why I've stuck with them for
Yeah.
so long, you know.
Marlo, let's beep this name out too, okay?
Mm.
I don't know how the hell I'm on their PR list.
Mm.
I'm not even a hairstylist, but you know, thank you to them. But like, they send me so much stuff too.
Yeah.
Have you ever been,
PR,
or not, just like worked with them in general?
I've never worked with. Mm-mm. I know people who do, though. I
Yeah.
have some influencer friends who do.
I need to look up the brand that you work for.
Yeah, Wella is amazing. Wella actually is the #1 hair color brand in the whole world. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to speak to them, okay?
Yeah.
How do you project your energy when you're the face of multiple brands?
How do I project my energy? I think I just always am myself. Like
I love that.
I just am very big on just not being fake. Like I don't care who's in the room, who I'm around. I am the same at all times.
Ooh, let me get the energy. Hold on. Let me see. I'm getting a little bit of Leo energy from that.
I'm a Pisces, actually.
Are you
Uh-huh.
serious?
Yeah. My wife's a Leo.
Really?
Yeah.
I got like really big Leo energy from
Really?
that. Yeah, because
Oh.
they're okay. Water
Maybe I've
sign?
been with her so long, like some of her Leo is like absorbed into me. I don't know.
What do you get from me? Do you know much about
I
astrology?
don't know anything about it.
I'm Cancer.
Okay.
We're water signs.
Water sign. So then does that mean we would get along, or just
The best.
Oh, okay.
So your birthday's coming up. Or did it
Yeah,
just
on the
pass?
19th, March
Okay.
19th.
Okay, Pisces.
Yeah.
So, but you going back into that, you have that brand that you're working with. Are you a face on other brands? Like,
No, Wella is I'm exclusive with them.
oh yeah, because you can't be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Totally
If
exclusive.
you know, you know.
Yeah.
Let's name it. We're gonna save that question. Do you ever feel pressure to look a certain way because you are the brand?
I definitely feel pressure to look a certain way. Yeah, for sure. I think, I mean, not just because of social media, just my personality, just naturally. I mean, I can remember being in probably like first grade and like looking in the mirror, making sure my hair was perfect, my clothes were perfect. Like, I've always been very conscious of like my appearance, and I definitely like once I started putting myself out there on social media and, you know, seeing what I look like on camera, you definitely start noticing, you know, all your flaws. And
Oh yeah, I know.
and then when you're doing, you know, like a meet and greet and you're having to take pictures with hundreds of people, and like you want to make sure those pictures are going to look good, you know, because they're going to repost them. And so yeah, definitely feel a lot of pressure.
Yeah. And also too, like, because you come in, you have this like aura, but for me it's a good aura.
Oh, thank you.
Like such a, I don't know, when I first walked in, it's just confidence,
Oh,
you know, and I
thank you.
love that. But I know the rats don't.
the rats, yeah.
You know, the rats just look like,
Well, the rats hate it.
why do you have so many fucking haters? Let's just get into the tea. You have, I see you
Yeah.
post about it. Like,
I do, yeah.
I think you just posted one last night. It was a selfie. It was so funny.
Yeah. You know, I think what it is like I think that I'm super big on energy personally.
Mhm.
And I definitely feel that energy either attracts or repels, you know? Like I feel like if you're on a certain frequency, there are certain people who will be drawn to you,
Mhm.
and there will be certain people that are repelled by that frequency. So I really think that because I am so real and just authentically myself, like I think that frequency that I'm on is very repelling to the rats because they're on a negative frequency, you know, like, because if you think about it, and I'm super into like if I could just like go to college and, you know, just learn anything, I would love to study human psychology.
Really?
Yeah. I just love to like think, okay, why does when I see somebody post some hater shit on my page, I think to myself, like, what must be going on with them that they think it's like normal to do that, you know? Because I don't know anybody in my life. At least I hope none of my friends or anybody that I would actually associate with thinks it's normal to go online and like troll somebody. It's
like,
crazy.
What's like trolling? What? Like, I don't like
Anything and everything. I mean, it could be anything from like my appearance to my client's appearance to the work that I did or the way I like the other day, I posted a video because I'm gonna launch a new product with my hair extension brand. That's these lace toppers, or they're also called closures. Yeah, I don't know if you know anything about about those, but basically it's like a little hair piece that can be attached to the top of your head. Like, so if the client's hair is like super thin, or super broken, and like they don't have enough to cover extensions. Anyways, they can be called closures or they can be called toppers. It's kind of like a tomato thing, but like I got so many haters in the comments because I'm calling it a topper because that's what I thought it was called. So many people are so mad and like offended that I'm calling it a closure, not calling it a closure. And like you guys,
other hairstylists were telling you.
I think it's a lot of hairstylists, but like it could be something like that, like how I phrase something. It could be like if it's not even hair related, it could, like I saw earlier when I checked my account, someone was left a comment like, "Oh, I love all your fake jewelry." Like it just like what the hell? Yeah, it's like let me live, you know.
Like,
so it could be anything.
It's just, you know what? It's so funny because if you go on their like actual Instagram, on their profile picture or their TikTok, it's like you're really mad. You need to go get checked yourself.
If you can even see their page, because usually it's private or doesn't even have
user 5656.
Yeah, it's like a cat as a profile picture, you know, or their dog maybe. But yeah.
Now going back to that, what do you think the biggest misconception is about you?
Biggest misconception. I get a lot when people meet me that they thought I was going to be rude or mean.
Really?
Yeah, a lot. I can't tell you how many times people will tell me that they were like scared of me at first because they thought I was like going to be this like conceited, like snobby kind of rude person.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think that I come across as nice, but maybe because I do a lot of clapbacks and stuff, they think I'm just ready to just like, you know, cut you at any moment, which I am. I mean, don't get me wrong, but like you have to be mean to me first in order for me to do that.
I know. And you know what? I got that too, like where I went to an event, there was people taking pictures, right? Because of the pod and all that. But like, I was just so afraid to come up to you because you just look so to yourself. And I'm like,
I think it's something about just being on camera. I don't know. It's like a separation when you watch somebody, you know, like if you've ever met like a celebrity or something, like an actor or a singer or whatever, like there's something about just seeing someone on a screen. It's almost like they're like not a real human or like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is.
Yeah. Have you ever worked with a celebrity?
Trying to think. No, no. Not that I can like technically talk about because like usually if it's like an A-lister, they have you sign all kinds of NDAs and stuff. So I think I could publicly say.
Okay, then maybe we should go back into our last podcast because she was like about all the celebrities. But
yeah, I mean sometimes they don't. I know some people that work with them and they don't have them sign anything. But I did. I guess my most like celebrity story that I can just talk about is I inadvertently worked with Nicki Minaj because I was collaborating with her stylist at the time, Tokyo Styles.
Love Tokyo Styles.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. And Tokyo was like, Nikki needs 3 50-inch blonde wigs by this weekend or something. It was like a few days. And Tokyo had all these bundles of hair, but it was like black, like Indian hair, which is very hard to lift to blonde. And it was 50 inches long. So I was up for like 2 days in a row, like coloring all this hair. But anyways, this was early in my career. You know, this is years and years ago. So I was like excited to do the collab. I wasn't going to even get paid for it. And then she like didn't even tag me. And I was so disappointed.
Oh.
But Tokyo did. Tokyo reposted it.
She didn't.
But Nikki didn't.
Oh, Nikki's getting very hate right now.
I'm more Team Cardi now.
Okay, me too.
Yeah, definitely Team Cardi.
Yeah, I'm very much Team Cardi because if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Let me go back because we're gonna do these for the rats. How do you handle criticism then, or jealousy, but from other stylists?
I feel that like going back into like me being into energy and stuff, I feel like that energy is almost like food for me. Ooh, I'm almost like I almost feel like if I know that somebody is hating or is jealous or is intimidated or has a problem with me, I'm almost like, yes, like give me that energy. You know what I mean? Like a vampire or something. Because think about it, they're sitting there expending their energy having a problem with me when I don't even know who they are. They're not even crossing my mind. So I feel like it's just like I'm just like growing from it, like some kind of villain or something.
The fucking references of vampires making me out.
Yeah.
That was the best. Okay. Yeah, but I get you. I feel like, again, going back into that, I can't really relate because I really don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
But once I do, for me, I'm gonna be like, okay, that's my I made it moment. Maybe, you know what? I did get canceled a couple times on TikTok because of the pod.
Oh man.
And it wasn't a really good, it was really, they were coming after my image, and that's when we were going back and like the whole camera thing. Yeah, I completely get it. Mm-hmm. I got canceled for not even something that I said, but agreed to.
Oh, wow.
And they were just attacking me. And then I think they're more cruel on TikTok than they are on Instagram.
Absolutely. I don't know what it is, but like, I mean, there's haters on all platforms, but TikTok is like beyond. You got to have a thick skin to be posting on TikTok.
Yeah, like a really thick skin. And then for me, when I first got my cancellation moment, I was like, yeah, fuck.
But I bet you it benefited you in the end, right?
Can I tell you, I felt good.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, keep them coming. I'm not going to respond because I don't got time for that.
Yeah, no. You don't got time to respond to the rats. Yeah. Once in a while, they'll catch me when I have time, and I'll do a little clap back.
But,
yeah,
if it don't make me money or nothing, I really want to, Okay, what? I don't also want to say that one. Let's get into some hairstyling questions, okay?
Okay.
First of all, pricing wise. Mm-hmm. I want to know prices? Your menu.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It depends. Some things I have like a set price for the service, and then some things I do an hourly rate. And then some things I do a day rate. So it really depends on what it is going to require. But I basically try to make it to where, it makes sense for me to be able to spend as much time as I do on my client, because I do definitely take my time. I feel like you can't rush the kind of stuff I do. Mm-hmm. So my prices for some things are definitely higher than the average stylist, but I also think my prices for others are probably lower than some,
for like a haircut.
Yeah. So like for a haircut, I only charge like $75.
Oh.
Because I'm just if I'm cutting hair, it's usually very minimal. I don't have any clients that want these like precision, bobs and stuff like that. Usually the extent of, because they all have long hair. All my clients are long, thick hair. And if it's not naturally long, it's extensions. So it's like blending their extensions in or doing a little trim at the bottom, a little face frame. So it's like, why am I going to price gouge people when I'm not doing anything crazy, you know? But then, for my coloring and my things that are really something I'm known for and can't be really replicated by anyone else, then, that's where my prices are probably a lot higher than the average stylist.
Yeah. There's this, I don't want to say her name, but I'm going to say it and then we could blurt it out.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, if you know who I'm talking about, but it was a huge thing on TikTok.
It was.
Right?
I made a video about it.
Oh my God.
Like kind of a little spoof of it. With all that drama, it's like how much she charges, but then she's not actually like touching the hair. Huh?
What do you think about that?
I personally think it's crazy. Like, yeah, I think that's crazy. Like you can't, like, I feel like my prices are justifiable because no one else is going to touch your hair. You're paying for me to do your hair. It doesn't make sense to me to put your name on something, but then it's like a bunch of basically students doing the work. That to me just it's not justifiable.
It was $4,000 for like a very, even if they're blonde. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah. And I mean, and for me to do like what that girl had done, it would probably cost more than that, to be honest. But it would be only me doing it, and it would be perfect.
Yeah. So, and you don't have you don't have an assistant.
Yeah, no assistants.
And then she would just go in for like a quick, like I just seen videos of him, like at the very end, she would come in and then she would just do like 1, 2 little hair trim.
Yeah. A little fluff,
a little fluff and be like, that's it.
I mean, obviously like she's been able to build a very successful business for herself. So it's obviously been working. But the thing is, all it took was that one girl to make a video and kind of expose it. Yeah. And then I'm sure it's her business, Yeah.
I want to know, do you think hairstylists are undercharging?
Some definitely are undercharging. Yeah. There's a lot of hairstylists that need to raise their prices for sure. I think that's what a lot of stylists struggle with is
Mhm.
getting the confidence to charge what you feel that you're worth. I know I definitely struggle with that myself, like the first couple years of my career, because I'm like, you start with your base prices, and then it's that first price increase you ever do is so scary because you're like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, am I going to lose all my clients? Are
Mhm.
they gonna like argue with me
Mhm.
about it? Because you're hoping, that you can just raise them and everyone will be like, okay, sure, but that's not,
That's
the
it. Yeah.
reality. So it's definitely intimidating, and I think that's one thing that I always, because I do educating too, and I feel like that's a question that always comes up is price related, and how do I increase my prices and how do I charge my worth? And I
Do
think
you think it's good for someone to to raise prices like every year or?
I think so. I think how frequently you raise your prices is just going to depend on different things. Like I think maybe you should my personal
Mhm.
theory of when you should raise your prices as a hairstylist is when you're starting to feel spread too thin with how many clients you have. Like you're starting to feel overwhelmed, like I have too many clients,
Mhm.
then it's a good time to get rid of some. So what you do is you raise your prices. The ones who don't want to pay the prices anymore go away. And then you
Mm.
replace them with ones who do want to pay your prices. So every time you want to purge a little bit, just do an increase.
Oh, okay. You're giving me some pointers from my own because I'm like, I look at, what I do? I just got a hydrofacial, and if very, very expensive machine. There's like a huge controversial thing, like, why is this machine $50,000, right? Okay. It's very expensive. So what I do is I look the people around in my area to see kind of like based off how much they charge, and then I kind of go based off that, but then I also like, damn, they don't charge that much. Like I gotta charge more because
Yeah.
So,
And that's totally up to you. That's the coolest thing about being in the beauty industry, I think, and working for yourself is that you can have the freedom to decide how much you want to make. So if you feel like, hey, I need a raise, you give yourself a raise.
Yeah. Do you include because we always talk about tipping. Do you include the tipping in your price or?
No.
Okay.
I set the price at whatever I feel like, okay, I'm happy making this amount to do this, even if I get 0 tip. Because you can never expect a tip,
Yes.
I mean, they're always appreciated. I have some clients that tip incredibly, and I have some clients that just don't tip, And so I think it's important that you never want to pick your prices with the assumption that you're going to get a tip, because you might not.
Yeah. We've had someone on the podcast say include their tip in the price. So, there's a lot of controversial.
It's kind of the same thing, though, if you think about it. It's like, I mean, are they doing it to where it's like it automatically adds a percentage on top of what the client thinks they're paying? Or is it just that they just make it the amount that they want?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do, I guess, basically,
Yeah, I think he just adds it to the price. He there's no like added on like only you're gonna pay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a smart way, but also it's like not that's why I got canceled, because you guys came for me about the whole dollar tipping thing. But anyways, it's not, we don't need to be tipped. What's something clients do that drives you crazy, but no stylist says it out loud?
No stylist says it out loud? Oh, that would be hard to think of. I mean, I could easily think of a lot of things that clients do that drive me crazy, but I'm like, I can't think of one that's like somebody doesn't say it out loud, because nowadays I feel like there's so much content that like we put out that kind of makes fun of that stuff, Says it out loud.
Okay, then just tell me something that a client does that drives you crazy, so I know I don't do it.
Okay, I think what drives me crazy is when they want to change their hair completely, like every single time they come in.
Wait.
Like I've had people like that, and like where, like it's so frustrating. Like you'll spend like in their initial appointment like a whole day, for example. Like I had this one girl, 12-hour appointment. It's literally like $7,000, like this huge transformation. And then the next time I saw her, she wanted, like, it was to get her platinum blonde from like a mess of hair. The next time I see her, she wants to put lowlights in it.
Shut
I'm like, girl, we just spent all day making you platinum blonde, and now you want lowlights in your hair. Like,
what do you say to that?
I'm like, are you sure? Like, like you're sure? I'm like, it's your hair. I'll do it. I'll charge you and I'll do it. But I was like, you have to know though that if you then the next time you come in, you can't say you want to be platinum again, you know? So that's the hardest thing for me personally that drives me the craziest is when they want to switch it up every single time because your hair is going to get ruined.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to know about the $7,000. Is that?
Yeah. A lot of it's the extensions though too.
Is it like, here you go, Zach, here's your cash? Or like a Zelle or like $7,000 on hair?
Yeah, usually if it's a high ticket like that, they'll either Zelle me or just pay with a credit card.
Okay, I want to know. What's your highest? Just give me a number.
The most I ever made on one person was 10,000. And that's actually my most viewed video of all time. 25 million on TikTok. Yeah.
I'm in the take the fucking mic.
Yeah.
Give me.
But it only happened one time though.
Okay, wait. Hold on. This is a lot. What was it?
So she had about chin length, box colored, dark brown, very damaged hair. This girl, she had only ever done her own hair. And she was a big party girl. So like she would, be on all kinds of substances and slapping bleach on and cutting it herself. So she walked out of there with 40-inch long ice platinum blonde extensions and platinum blonde hair. Like
how long did that take you?
It took 14 hours. Yeah.
Did you get canceled on TikTok because of that? What was the comments? I want to know what the comments were.
A lot of the comments were really awful, honestly, but it was because this client, and actually rest in peace because she actually has since passed away. It's very sad.
Oh.
Yeah, she was actually a really famous influencer herself. But anyways, she had a very extreme body. Like she was super into body modification. Like she had her BBLs and her expandable breast implants and everything. So she was, very voluptuous, a lot covered in tattoos. So a lot of the comments, and I think why also that video went so viral is because, she had an extreme look to her. But as far as the comments about my work and stuff, yeah, it's totally like, oh, you did it wrong, or oh, her hair is ruined, or she's going to go bald after this, or you ripped her off. I mean, thousands of comments saying that I ripped her off and no hairstylist should ever make that much in one day. And anything you can think of, they said it.
I love it.
Yeah.
But
again, I just soak it all up.
That's what I'm saying. I would just like, oh my God,
yeah.
But you didn't make the 10K. I did. Anyways.
Yeah. And then I made more than that, even on the views, when they're.
Thank you.
Yeah. So just keep it coming.
So I want to know your schedule. Do you work every day?
Not every day. I usually am in my studio Tuesday through Friday.
Okay.
And I usually start my first client at 11, and then I try to be out of there by like 8 o'clock usually, but sometimes I'm there later, like if it's a long project. But yeah, that's my regular schedule.
I'm so proud. I don't even know you, like we've never met outside of this, but I'm just so proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Like the amount of like, it's just your energy, like you're giving me real big CEO, real boss energy, and I love it. I love it. After I just heard the 10K. Okay, that's all I heard, you guys. I'm like down. Okay, let me see. Let me get some juicy questions in here. Well, what's a controversial opinion you have about the beauty industry?
A controversial opinion about.
Give me the juice. Come on, the tea. Give me the tea.
I really don't like the super avant-garde things that a lot of like platform artists do to people's hair, like when they're on stage. I don't know how controversial that is, but I think like, I don't know if you ever paid attention to like when they're up on stage, they'll just make the models look ugly. It's like, I like beautiful hair, like when you take someone's bangs and razor it off to where they're like bald headed in the front, or just like flinging hair and they're just chopping and just making a show of it. But then the model is like fucked up at the end, like I'm not impressed by that. I think it's very dumb. So I would say that's probably my.
Okay. Shit, he felt real deep about that one.
Yeah, I hate it.
Okay, how about like a controversial, like, okay, for example, like on TikTok, right? Like the trends that you see. Is there any trend that just drives you crazy that people are?
It drives me crazy when, it's probably kind of a stupid little, it just kind of irritates me. I don't know why. When people take something that is nothing special and try to give it like a new name or something. And I can't even think really exactly of a specific example of this, but there's a lot of hairstylists that will try to just like rename something else and try to take credit for it. I feel like there's a lot of that. Less recycling ideas, but trying, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like trying to act like they came up with it and then getting mad when somebody does the same thing and acting like you invented it. There's a lot of that, I feel like.
No, there is a lot of that. Like they're taking that idea that they've seen from somebody else and they're trying to recreate it and coming up with something that
or copying and not giving credit.
I hate that.
Like I don't know, you know, if I can with 100% confidence say this, but I never saw a single hairstylist ever say what they charge until my video started going viral where I named the price in the beginning, but nobody gives me credit for it. And that was my idea.
And honestly, I see it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So many stylists. This was a blank $1,000 client. This was a blah, blah, blah $1,000 client. And nobody acknowledges that I was the first one to do that.
Are you really the first one to do that?
I think I was. I never saw it. And then one day I was like, you know what? I'm going to just say what I charge. And then the video went super viral.
Because the number. People are thinking
the shock factor.
Yeah. And that's how you get them. That's a really good pointer. Is you kind of have to share, right? Like how would it, like the intro to the first 3 seconds of the video are the most important, right?
The hook.
Yeah. Exactly. The hook, there you go, is the most important because as soon as you say that number, if I'm hearing 10K, I need to sit down.
You're going to watch, yeah.
Yeah. There's another creator on TikTok. I don't want to name who she is, but everyone, she's like, I don't know her name. She's a hairstylist too. Sticker. She charges
a lot?
Yeah. She's huge on TikTok. And her extension brand too.
She has extensions too. And I might know. I'm trying to think of her.
I'm going to send you her page so you know.
Okay.
But she also, like, the first thing that she does, and that got me thinking, is that she says her hook is, this client came in and I charged her for, and then it says like a ridiculous 7-8 grand for this, and then she goes and she says breaks it down. She breaks down the price.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I love it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm just being like messy saying give me credit, but I do think actually it's very beneficial that a lot of hairstylists are doing that now in their content, because I think it helps the clients out there, because you know they're watching these videos just as much, if not more, than other hairstylists are. It helps them, I think, to have a more realistic expectation, so they don't think they're gonna walk. Maybe if they've seen a video where someone is saying, you know, this costs this much money, they're not going to come and complain when they walk into a salon and the price is higher than they maybe thought. So I think it only benefits the industry by being more transparent about pricing.
But let's just be real. You started it and that's it, okay? But
I did start it. I don't know if I did.
Is loyalty in this industry real or transactional, you think?
Like with your clients? Me personally, I never feel ownership over my clients. Like, I know some hairstylists do. Like, they'll get really mad if the client goes somewhere else or whatever. I have my limits, but like, for example, if a client of mine for whatever reason went somewhere else and got their hair messed up or something and wanted to come back, I wouldn't be like, no, you can't come back now, because I would be like, yeah, you're gonna come back and now it's gonna probably cost you a lot of money for me to fix it, you know? But the only exception I have where I won't take a client back is if they like just go to someone else and then like try to lie about it. Because I've had that happen. Like they think I'm not going to be able to tell, you know, that they went somewhere else.
Do you say something?
Do I say something to them? Yeah, I'll be like, I can tell. You know, I'm not dumb. Like, I can tell you got your hair done, girl. You know, so yeah. So if they do that, because my big thing is I hate liars.
Oh yeah,
I hate liars. Like, liars make me madder than anything else. I'm too real to be cool with liars.
So you tell them, like, right? Like you.
Yeah, I'll be like, I can tell. Like, why are you lying to me? Like, if you would just tell me that this is what happened, we can move past it, you know?
Like, I'm not mad.
Yeah.
I'm mad that you're lying.
Yeah, now I'm mad because you lied, you know?
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, I get that all the time. Like, I have clients, because I do Brazilians, and they're like, oh, I didn't shave. And I can clearly tell.
You can tell, like, you're going to be able to tell. Yeah.
Like, the root of the hair is just not how I left it when I've been waxing you. Like, no. But you know what? I should call them out on their shit, because I really don't. I'm like, oh, okay.
You should. I mean, you have to gauge it. Your relationship with every client is different. I have some clients that, like, I've kept, but, like, they don't know that I know. They went just went out one time and that's it. And they try to play it off. I have like 2 people that I can think of. So, but it's just like whatever, you know, it just with certain, it's a great opportunity if a client is already kind of on your nerves to get rid of them, you know?
Oh yeah.
So
I want to get into like the business of it.
sure.
What separates a 6-figure stylist from a 7-figure beauty entrepreneur?
I think what separates it is probably, I guess, just laziness. You know, some people just don't want to put in the work that it takes to get, you know, to that status, you know, because it's a lot. Like, especially, I think it requires having a social media presence. I think to make that kind of money in this industry, you definitely have to be utilizing social media one way or another, whether you're showing yourself in the content or not. And I think a lot of people don't realize how social media really is like another full-time job. Like
Yeah.
I probably spend more hours working my social media than I do actually doing hair, you know, and I'm still like, I'm in the salon pretty frequently, you know, I'm there at least 4 days a week and working long days.
And you still have time to post?
I have to, you know, because I got these contracts that I gotta fulfill. You know?
You need a social media manager, but then also you don't
I do myself, yeah.
Oh, I would think that you would have someone that would run your page because you're so.
But I think that's really important. I think that's why my numbers are always really high, is because I like engage with my audience and also just with people. Like you really have to socialize on social media, you know, so you have to put the time. If you just have somebody like editing a video for you and putting a scheduled post so it goes up and then maybe responding to the first few comments, like you're never going to, you know, make it and be successful in social media. You really have to put in like hours. You know, if I post a video, which I post something pretty much every day, I know that I have to, every couple hours throughout the day, I need to make sure I sit there for a few minutes and like respond to some comments, like comments, you know, make sure I post my story a few times. Like you have to constantly be working at it, because if you let it slide for even like a few days, your engagement goes down. You have to keep the momentum.
So is that how like your Instagram like blew up? Your first one, your first, the one that I hacked.
Yeah.
So were you posting every day? Like, was it something different? Was it just hair? Was it just like?
Yeah, it started when I first started my first Instagram account. It was just, you know, with the intention to get clients. So I would just post before and afters of their hair. And I didn't even show my face or anything for probably like the first year. And then I started being like, you know, maybe I'll show myself, maybe I'll show. And then just gradually, I guess I would just try here and there, like showing a little bit more of like, you know, my life outside of doing hair. And I just noticed like the people would respond to it more. And then I started noticing when I would go to, you know, like industry events and stuff, is like, oh, wow, people are like recognizing me. Or I'd, you know, be walking around the mall and somebody would come up and be like, oh, I follow you. And like, and then I saw the benefit in that. I was like, okay, it's definitely beneficial to not just be known for my work, but also me. And
the face behind.
Yeah, like knowing like, yeah, who's behind the work. So yeah, I just kind of kept doing a little bit more of that.
So you were just incorporating like, you know, you doing the hair, not necessarily just of the hair, right?
Yeah, but also even stuff not even related to hair. You know, I'd post just, you know, like lifestyle stuff, or like, you know, me on vacation, or my wife and I at dinner, or our dogs, you know. Just...
Do you have just a business, or do you have a personal too, or is it just?
I just have my one account, yeah. So I just have it's kind of a little bit of both. Yeah. So on both my Instagram and my TikTok and my YouTube as well, I'll post, you know, like my pets, but I'll also post my work, and I'll.
Do you think it's like smart for someone to do that though? Like if they're. I
think it depends. I think I always tell people, like, you need to utilize, you have to think, what am I using my social media for? Because if you, like, let's say, like, you know, you own this space and you have, you know, it's like a, would you, is it a salon or a med spa? Or
I would consider a med spa.
A med spa. So that probably, to make that successful and everything, you want to build it up as more of like professional, you know. I would assume, like, if I owned a med spa or if I owned a salon, I would probably keep it more professional, because the goal with my social media, if it was to just keep my salon busy, would be to just show really good work and show the space and attract clients. But maybe if like you're somebody who's just independent like me and just wants to get your name out there and, work with brands and do, partnerships with them and travel and like do more things like that, then I think it's beneficial to show your personality in other aspects of your life, because then you build up more of like a fan base versus just a clientele. Like me, I don't even take, I'll take maybe 2 new clients a year, so I don't use, I'm not using social media to get clients anymore. I'm using it just to continue to build my brand up, and obviously continue to create content for the brands that I work with.
Because you're established, you have your clients and all of that. Yeah. And I feel like, going back to that, there is a lot of beauty professionals that incorporate their personal life into their Instagram, but it's kind of like, I don't see why you going to, and I used to do this, so I'm not even going to say I didn't, but that's why I kind of stopped sharing too much of like, I went out, I partied and I did this and I did, because that's kind of not what I want to perceive my page as,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It totally depends on like, what do you want people to know about you? Like how much of you do you want people to know? Because if you want to just build a fan base and you just want people out there to kind of know what you're all about and want to follow you so that they potentially support whatever endeavors you may have in the future, then stuff like that is beneficial. But like I said, if you want to just be perceived as just a professional and for your work, then it doesn't make sense to be showing yourself partying,
And that's why I changed that. I was like, that's not, I'm not trying to be a content creator in that aspect and just show a day in my life, because I think I'm tired of seeing a day in my life.
Yeah. It's annoying to watch.
It's annoying to watch. I'm not even going to lie. Like,
there's certain people I like to see that from, because if for whatever reason I find them interesting,
Yeah. But it's more like a content creator. We're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like it really just depends on you get out of it what you put into it, So whatever type of stuff you're posting, you're just going to gain more followers and people who are interested in that. So you can kind of tailor like your audience.
Okay. Let me get into 2 more questions before we end this podcast. Okay. What is the biggest mistake stylists make when trying to scale?
Scale meaning like grow their clientele. I think a huge mistake that a lot of stylists make is offering discounts. I don't think you should ever offer a discount or any kind of an incentive like that. And
not even model prices.
Model prices, that's different, because that's like still benefiting you because you need the content. Sometimes you just need a model because you want to create this look and you don't want to wait for a client to be down to do it. That's different. But like, for example, being like, oh, this month I'm going to do 20% off all my services, and I get it. Like you're trying to build up your clientele, you're trying to get busy. But what I noticed, because early on in my career, like I had mentioned, my first salon was a commissioned salon. So what that salon would do to get all of us commissioned salon stylists clients in our chairs is they would run Groupons. So, people would purchase, a haircut or a cut and color package or whatever. So obviously it's super cheap, and the people who are looking for discounts, in my experience, are the most difficult clients to work with. It's almost like, and it's not, there's always definitely exceptions to the rule, but more often than not, the more money somebody has to spend, the easier they are to work with.
Wow.
And I think that any hairstylist can attest to this. Like, I think it's because when your money is low, you're really concerned about every dollar that you're spending.
Exactly.
So you put more value on that dollar. So it's more important to you. It's almost like you're set up almost to have buyer's remorse, because it's hurting them to spend the money. Like they know they want the service, but like they're like, oh damn, I really shouldn't be spending this. So they're going to critique so much harder everything about it. So I feel like when you offer a discount, even though in the immediate you might be getting clients in your chair, in the long run you're just going to be stressed out, and those aren't going to be clients that you're going to want to keep,
because they're going to always expect
you're just going to draw a certain type of person. It's just a personality type. So, I mean, people, because I think like about myself, the way I am, if I can't afford to get something like by like the best version of whatever that is, or whether it's like, let's say if it's like some kind of beauty service, if I can't afford to go to like the best person for it, I just will wait until I can. I'm not going to go look for a cheaper way. Yeah. Like for years, I was so insecure about my teeth and I wanted veneers. I could have gone down to TJ and got them done for like $5,000, versus here where it's like 50 plus. But I was like, then, who knows? I could have problems,
Well, in the long run.
Usually if something is a lot cheaper, it's for a reason, So, but I'm super easygoing, because like when I'm never one to complain about something because I know that I've invested money in somebody who really knows what they're doing, So
what are ways that stylists can bring someone into their chair then?
Social media. I think social media is the best. I don't think you need to go around and hand out cards anymore. I mean, back in the day, that's how we had to do.
Yeah.
I remember at beauty school, they'd be like, yeah, make business cards and walk around the mall, hand them out. I think when you're brand new, and you need obviously to work on somebody, so you have content to post on social media, just, ask your friends, your family. You're going to know somebody in your immediate circle that is going to be willing to let you do something to their hair or, their makeup or their nails or whatever it is in the beauty industry you're doing. But chances are you're going to have at least a handful of people that'll let you, play around on them and get content that way. Or even like when in my early years of doing hair, I did a lot of like collabs with influencers, because I was trying to build up my following and stuff. So I would reach out to a girl that had a lot of followers and be like, hey, I'll do your hair, if you post me and tag me and stuff like that. And it was really beneficial. So you can, work with influencers, you can do stuff like that. But I don't think you should ever like run ads or discounts just to the general public.
Oh, why not ads?
Ads meaning like Groupons and stuff.
Oh,
not
okay.
like advertisements. I probably should have worded that differently. But yeah, like you shouldn't run like incentives.
Yeah. I don't want Groupon is crazy.
Mm-hmm. You attract crazy people. Like 99% of those Groupon clients were nuts.
How were the clients when you had them from?
They were crazy people. Like, and also they're people who always are getting their hair done pretty much from a Groupon. So they're going to somebody new every single time. So then you're dealing with like who knows what in their hair, layers upon layers of different work.
I never even thought about it like that. Mm-hmm. That's so true.
Yeah. So.
And I know I had to fire like this one client that I'm thinking specifically because she would always ask me, what discounts do you have? And I'm like, we don't do that.
Yeah,
like,
there's none. Like,
I don't know what to tell you. Go somewhere else. And then she would be like basically always coming in and what discount do you have today? And I'm like, I can't. Like, I had to fire her because I had to fire clients before.
Yeah. So you got to do it because, I'm sure every time she came in, you probably felt stressed out.
All the time.
They rob your energy because she's just like, oh my God, like this. Yeah. Just bad vibes.
Okay, let's get into one more question before we end this podcast. Let me see. Oh, let me get into a really juicy one. Hold on. Okay, so we're going to end it with the bang, you guys, because this is my last question before the podcast ends. What is your thoughts on those hairstylists that perceive as this person online and they're promoting products that don't actually work just for the check?
I feel that it's just very fake and very cringy. Like I feel like you can tell when you see a hairstylist influencer who every year or two is with a different brand. It's like, okay, do you actually believe in what you're selling or are you just promoting whoever's going to pay you more? That's why I think, that's why I think I have the reputation that I have in my industry is because I don't bounce around. I mean, I've been with Wella Pro for literally almost 9 years now. And I stand on what I say. Like, I don't change my opinion over the years unless, technology changes or something. But I know some other, hair influencers that will absolutely promote products that they don't use or that they know are not good, or they're saying that they use this brand, but they're actually using something else on their clients and not posting about it. So there's a lot of fakeness for sure.
Yeah. And it's also like that for estheticians. They're promoting skincare brands that are not good for you
because they're getting paid
for a check. Like these what is it on TikTok shop? Medicube is like a huge thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's like not good.
They're promoting it.
Beef tallow, like all this shit, right? And I'm
I
like,
was going to ask about that beef tallow.
no, 0 out of
Yeah.
10.
I was like, it sounds like putting butter on your face or something. It's like animal fat.
I know a lot of people that benefit from it, but
Yeah.
would I recommend it? Would I use it? No. Why would no?
Yeah.
You know, or Michaela on Nagir, what's her name on?
Oh, the makeup artist.
And she promoted a lash mascara. And she was wearing falsies.
Yeah, and she never addressed it.
And never addressed it. I'm like, stuff like
That's
that.
what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate the fakeness in the industry, and so that's interesting that it's in. I mean, I assumed it would be in the SG world as well.
Oh yeah, I think it's all beauty industries that we all have our like nitpick, you know.
Yeah.
And I love that I have, I get to do this and I have a podcast because we get to all share our, opinions, and there's certain things that drive, because you could say something and someone will disagree, obviously, because they're fucking rats, right? But
only a rat would.
But it's crazy because this is why I love doing this podcast, because I get to learn so much. But we are going to end this podcast. We always used to end this podcast with a quote, but we're going to end it with, whatever you want to end it on. You can end it with a question for me. You can end it on something that you want to leave the audience with.
Okay.
What do you have to say?
Well, first, I'd just like to thank you for having me. It's such an honor. It's great to meet you, and this is a lot of fun. I would say to anyone watching, because usually anybody who watches anything that I'm talking about is people who are interested in social media and the beauty industry, is if you're looking to get into putting yourself out there on social media stuff, don't let your insecurities hold you back. I think that a lot of people are shy or are afraid to be negatively perceived. But, if you have haters or rats, it means you're doing something right. So if you want to have a goal to be an influencer or to create content or just simply build up more clientele, like, don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
Yeah, I love that. And just do it.
Just do it. Yeah.
What's the worst that's going to happen? They fucking hate on you?
Your video will probably go viral if they do.
Well, thank you so much for coming on my podcast.
Thank you for having me.
And you guys, we hope to see him again, okay? But first of all, let me add this in real quick. When we look for guests, right, we typically ask, or like, who would they like to see? And I got so many people that were sending me your Instagram.
Really? That's amazing. Wow.
And
I'm honored.
I'm like, okay, we need them. I don't know how we're going to get them, but we need them. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you guys for nominating me. Everyone who did.
Well, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.